Hello everyone, it is me, Jack from Team Smoky Robotics. Today I want to talk to you about my new robot, Circuit Circus. This is my Oswald successor, and I'm going to kind of talk about it with you guys. So basically, Circuit Circus is the successor to Oswald. We're basically going to try and take what worked with Oswald's design and what didn't work and just throw it away and replace that with something that works. So as you may be able to tell, you can give it a close up. This is not completed, by the way. Most of these electronics are going to go. In fact, I think it's all the electronics that are not going to stay except for this receiver. We have two wheels. As you may remember, Oswald only had one wheel. I realized that having a bristle drive robot, especially for the first robot you ever bring to a competition, it's not the best. It's not gonna be the most mobile robot. I haven't really done a lot of research into bristle bots beforehand, anyway. So it's amazing that it even moved, basically. But yeah, we're gonna give up on the bristle drive. We're just gonna put that on the back burner for now. We're going to go with the two-wheel drive. We're gonna set up a custom ESC to drive the motors. And yeah, you may notice the brand new weapon. I may or may not have showcased this AR weapon. We actually had this for Oswald, but it is a symmetrical weapon. We had a piece of epoxy on there to try and unbalance it, but clearly it wasn't enough. I still have it on here, and it doesn't really make too much of a difference. It still just acts like a normal symmetrical spinner. This is 150 grams, so around 35 grams lighter than the aluminum weapon that we were running at Boprol. This does not mean it's going to be the heaviest blade. We are currently working on another AR weapon that is only has one tooth, 4.7 mils. This is 3 mils, and well, we're actually going to try and get it to 6.3, basically as high as we can. Heaviest weapon. We're going to basically calculate how much weight the final robot's going to be and add on that with the weapon and get the heaviest hitting weapon that we possibly can on there. I'm hoping we can get somewhere around the 180 gram range that we did last time. But realistically, with the new drive system, we may not be able to get there. But there is a chance that we might be able to get there, and that is because of our new battery system that we hope to run. I hope to run a high voltage LiPo battery on there. And if you don't know what lithium high voltage battery cells are, essentially they're just the LiPo cell, instead of going up to 4.2 volts, it goes all the way up to 4.35 volts. And the lowest voltage you can possibly have on a normal LiPo cell is around 3 volts, and that's also the limit for a lithium high voltage cell. So naturally they will have higher discharge rate and longer capacity, so more energy to weight density. These are 500 milliamp hour batteries, so they're quite heavy. They're around 15 grams per cell, and that adds up. And I also have some alien tape on there, that's what's called. And it's also pretty heavy adhesive. So altogether, this battery itself is around 50 grams, which is very heavy. A 3S lithium high voltage battery pack is around 28 grams, which is a massive weight difference. I really hope we can get that in there, because if so, we can put a beast of a weapon on here. We're going with the same weapon motor. I was actually pretty happy with how this goes. Some of you might be thinking, why don't I just go with a smaller motor and do a reduction instead of the direct drive? Well, this is a beefy motor, so it gives me that fast spin up, but not only that, it's also structurally very beefy. I haven't had one of these break. These are very reliable motors. Yeah, very good motors. I'm going to keep with these. Fast spin of time, a lot of torque. These only spin around 4,000 RPM at top speed, It's still decently high, but most spinners reach like 6,000 to 10,000 RPM and above, especially the ones that I be fighting. So 4,000 is a bit low. I'm hoping with that lithium high voltage cell, we're going to be able to bump it up to 4,500, which doesn't sound like a big difference, but it will definitely be make quite the change. And if I could put 4S on here, we're gonna lithium high voltage cells. We're gonna get a lot higher speed. So hopefully we can get to that. But obviously, like if you see how thin this frame is, the limits of our speed also depend on the structural integrity of the frame. I'm already pushing this frame to its limits. The thickest part here around the weapon and the outside frame is 4mm ABS plastic. And right here you can see there's some sort of like truss pattern. I don't know if that comes up very well, but that is only 2 layers thick. So we really don't have a lot of armor there, not a lot of material at all. It's meant to preserve weight to support our massive weapon. This robot is pretty fast. Well, it's not. It's a lot faster than Oswald. Everything's relative. It's kind of zippy. You may have seen on the Instagram post that I did around this robot, kind of teasing it. The pictures I had where the wheels were actually on the bottom. I realized I didn't like this. During testing, I noticed that the gyro forces of the weapon, especially when turning, it would kind of lock it to the ground when turning one way, and the whole thing would pop up when turning the other way. And those of you with a robot that has an overhead spinner know this. And I didn't like it, and I realized that if I put the motor on the other side, which was pretty easy to do, it probably turned a lot better. I can probably release some test footage of this soon. And also it hits low enough to the ground that it's not going to be a big issue. Oswald's base was like almost flat to the ground, so it was really high off the ground, and I did worry that it wouldn't hit my opponents. And I actually sacrificed my mobility in the first strike fight to put a bigger wheel on it, and that's why we really couldn't get out of our square at the beginning of that fight. Yeah, that's all I really gotta say about it. We're hoping to get this done by the next Bob Brawl event. It will not be at the CNE. Unfortunately, that event has it's not happening. I'm not really sure why. They just couldn't get it to happen, but they said they will get an event this year. We're hoping to finish this robot by then, because we got the little sticker on there, and you will see this thing fight. We are hoping it's going to do better than Oswald's 0-4 record. Oswald hits hard. We're going to try and take that power, put into this robot, and make it hit even harder. So stay tuned for that. That's all I'm going to say for now. Hope you all have a good day.